Hi everyone, Zach from Out There Vans in Grand Junction, Colorado. Today we're going to be talking about the roof rack up on the top of this Mercedes Sprinter behind me and why I think it's the best balance of value and features out of a roof rack on the market today. So let's jump right into it. The roof rack we're talking about today is the White Top Adventures Strata roof rack. Now this roof rack is available for the Mercedes Sprinter low roof and high roof in all wheelbase configurations. It's also currently available for the Transit medium roof and high roof variety of wheelbase configurations. We are still waiting to see it roll out for the ProMaster, but White Top does say that additional ProMaster accessories are coming, so we're hoping to see this come to the ProMaster as well. Now this roof rack is a powder coated aluminum design, so it is a black, slightly textured exterior, but it's a nice burly and sturdy roof rack that will last the test of time up there on the roof. All right, and I've pulled out a ladder so we can get up close and personal with it a little bit more. But a couple things I really like about this Strata roof rack. For one, it comes standard with a front wind fairing. That's an optional add-on for a lot of these powder-coated aluminum roof racks. Comes standard at a great price, which we'll talk about more later. Another thing is up on the top of it, you'll see that your crossbars are all 80/20 aluminum extrusions. It technically comes with 6 crossbars, however, one is utilized for that front wind fairing at an angle. So in reality, it's more like 5 crossbars. However, these are easy to pick up more if you need to integrate more in. However, 5 already with the spacing. If you're putting a fan up here, you're already dialed in for the amount you'd likely need for mounting solar panels or any other accessories up here. Another nice thing about these 80/20 extrusions, you'll see here there are slots running lengthwise, as well as some more fixed bolt holes you can use if that aligns with your rack as well, to be able to slide these crossbars in pretty infinite mounting structure, so you can really fine tune it for your rooftop accessories. As we're looking at the Strata rack here too, we'll just touch base that these sides, as well as the crossbars, they're all a powder coated aluminum. Even these crossbars seem powder coated. I don't think that's a standard anodized finish, so it will hold up to the sun beating down on it a little bit better than an anodized finish. Additionally, if you look at the side of this, you'll actually see there's kind of like this little accent plate. So these side panels are 2 pieces. There's one main structure, and then there is this outer plate that actually bolts on. That outer plate, they claim it to be an option to be able to pull that off and have a nice flat mounting surface if you wanted to do a vinyl wrap on your roof rack for kind of an accent color, anything along those lines. However, the other thing I see out of it is it just adds some extra rigidity to these sides. It's already a nice thick gauge piece of aluminum, but I did notice, once I bolted that all together, it really even just stabilized it further. Now this roof rack is on the Sprinter, designed to fix directly into the lengthwise channels up on the rooftop of your Sprinter. If your Sprinter does not have these, there are good aftermarket rails like the ones on this van here from Tech Van Life. We don't currently sell those on our website, but we're looking at offering that in the near future. But it's a really quick and easy bolt-on installation. As far as the Transit goes, that will bolt right into the factory mounting studs up on your rooftop. All right, now let's talk about the big one, pricing. As we see, there's a lot of nice standard features on this roof rack, but the price is what blows me away for what features come here. So this rack has an MSRP of $1,125. Seems like it's pretty consistently running $999. You'll also find it currently as of August 2025 on our own website for $999. But at $999, we're talking a full-featured anodized aluminum roof rack that's nice and lightweight, bolts right up into place, and really is a nice high-quality product. In the past, our preferred roof racks were the Flatline Van Company lineup. Now, Flatline Van Company makes an amazing product. We love them as a brand, but let's be honest, their standard roof rack, we're not talking the Low Pro, because this is kind of the upgrade to what these guys have to offer, and more on that also in a second. A Flatline Van Company standard roof rack that comes standard with a wind fairing, a wider footprint like this rack here, you're looking at about $2,100. You know, almost double or double, depending on pricing as of, you know, current day, of this roof rack here for frankly the same amount of functionality, the same features. Now I will tell you, we are now carrying White Top Adventures products on our website, OutThereVans.com. We've started out by just getting some roof rack options on our website, but more products from these guys will be rolling out and available to you throughout their vans in the near future. Now, as I mentioned, this is their full featured rack. They do also offer a lower tier rack than this that starts around $700. It's known as their Stealth rack. Now, the main differences on the Stealth rack compared to the Strata rack, the Strata rack side rails sit on the outside of these roof rail mounting tracks up top. The Stealth rack, it's a little bit shorter in side stack height, so it's a little lower profile, but it also sits on the inside. So visually from the outside of the van, let's be honest, you're still gonna see there's a roof rack up there, but it's a little bit less of a intrusive looking roof rack. But I kind of like having the full features of this Strata. Additionally, the Stealth rack does not come with a wind fairing up on the front area up here in the front. It is an optional add-on, but by the time you tack another $100 on for that wind fairing, if you need it, you're not too far off from just the price of this full featured roof rack here. Now that Stealth rack also will have a slightly narrower usable width, given the lower profile nature of it. But you know, I don't see a problem with the Strata rack having the full featured option here. And I'll also point out, in comparison with that Flatline Van Company rack I was talking about, the standard rack, this rack is only 0.2 of an inch, so 0.2 inches smaller in width than the Flatline Van Company standard roof rack. So, you know, unless you're getting really technical on trying to squeeze every last 1/10 of an inch of a solar panel on the roof, you're not going to notice a difference. The front wind fairing on this rack has a lot less of a rake to it than the Flatline Van Company. So in specs on paper, comparing the two companies, they say that this one has about a foot longer of usable roof length on it. I don't have a Flatland Van Company Sprinter 144 rack on hand on a van that I can take a tape measure to it at this minute to confirm that. I'll have another video coming up in the future where I will jump back in time and go through the installation process of this rack. I filmed a video of that. I just wanted to get it up there, use it a little bit, and really see how the rack works ahead of taking the time to edit an install video if I wasn't sure if we're going to like the product and carry it. But I'm happy. You should be happy too. Head over to OutThereVans.com, shop all your DIY van conversion products. Additionally, if you're curious of seeing what I mount to this roof rack, hit subscribe so you can see that down the road. This van here is going to be a shop van that we are going to be testing some new products to market. Additionally, we'll use this van for some more kind of DIY friendly projects that we can show you as well. We like to have a wide variety coming out of the shop here. So hit like, hit subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.